Are you generous enough to see others in their ideal state, or are you focused on just you showing up in your ideal state? You know, the person you've always wanted to be. Because if you're not also helping others to be in their ideal state, you might be getting mixed results. Hello everyone, Tanya Pluckrose here from Rich Results Mindsets. I'm all about helping you master your mind so you can master your life. So today I'm going to be talking about states. Okay, I'm going to be talking about states, but I'm also going to leave increase with other people as well. Because out of all the teachings here on YouTube, there's so many thought leaders that are teaching Neville Goddard's teachings, yes. And, you know, Neville in his book puts a lot of emphasis on you, that's the reader, being in their ideal lifestyle, in living from the end of their wishes fulfilled as their highest concept of themselves. But he intermittently also mentions that you should also see others in their ideal state, but he doesn't say it often enough. And I only had this awareness the other day of how I could be doing better to leave increase with others. And increase, I mean, is to only see others in a certain way. A good example is this. So I recently was speaking to my mum, and I have an assumption about my mum that I've never really changed. And I only realized this recently when I was getting on the call with her, and it was the same old dialogue of a negative nature coming forth from her. Now, I had made sure before I got on the call that I get into my ideal state, and of course to only show up as the person I've always wanted to be. I see her in my imagination, I've written her out, and I'm doing my best throughout the day to emulate that higher concept of myself. But whenever I get on the call with my mum, I find it hard to stay in that state, because my mum, I allow her to lose control, that is focus and concentration, because I allow her negative thinking to take over. So I kind of leave the penthouse and go to the basement where she is, right? And she's been there, she's 87, so she's been in the basement for a while, where her thinking is of a certain way, and of course her external circumstances mirror her pattern of thinking, her dominant pattern of thinking. And so the other day, after I got off the call, and it was of a similar nature, which we usually have, right, of how, you know, about the economy, about life, about the world, doom and gloom. I got off the call and went, oh, how can I change this? What needs adjusting here? Because I'm showing us my best version of myself. My five senses get hijacked with what I hear here, and then I go down the rabbit hole. So how could I shift this? And then it came to me, why don't I see her in her most ideal state, in her being the best version of herself, and hold that vision of her even during the conversation, throughout the conversation, only hear what I want to hear. And that's obviously more positivity and more upliftment and inspiration. And so I just wanted to put out to you that, I don't know if you're like me, but how many times I have often allowed myself to shift out of state because I haven't been focused enough to see people only in their ideal state, right? Because each and every one of us can live in different states, and can live in different rooms of a home at any given time throughout the day. We do that. We do occupy various rooms throughout the day, but we move from room to room. Well, so do other people that we're mixing and mingling with. And so we can actually manipulate that. We can manipulate that by only seeing people in their ideal state with their results. And really, it's a lovely way to go to live life, because you're leaving increase with them all the time. You are really uplifting them and blessing them and healing them by only seeing them as their best version of themselves. So give it a go. If any of this is resonating with you, then please drop a comment. I'd love to hear how you are managing the 3D world and how you are maintaining your state. Leave it in the comments below. And if any of this inspired you, I'd love it if you would subscribe, because I'd love to build up this channel to support so many people, not just with teachings to do with Neville, but also I also want to help people understand the workings of the conscious and subconscious mind and how to program their subconscious mind. And this has come from my mentor, the late legendary Mr. Bob Proctor. Bye for now.